Hello, hello, hello. Welcome for another episode of Market Leader Live. It's your host with the most, your main man, Darren and Palmer. So excited to be with you for another episode. You know what we do it for. It's Why Sales. Yes, it's that time. It's the week of the conference. I got the founder of Why Sales Network, Joyce Johnson, in the building, and I got my girl, Monica Gary, in the building. You ladies say hello to the audience, please.
Hello.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Now we're down to the wire. People have been reaching out to us. They've loved the episodes. They love the happy hour. Now it's that time. We know that the 25th and the 26th is that time. It's game time. It's showtime. Cancel HBO and Cinemax.
Game time.
Yeah, it's showtime right now. So if you don't mind, we're going to start with you, Joyce. Share with the audience what can they expect for those who might have been on the rock and hadn't heard about the event that's happening. Share a little bit about the details and we'll move forward.
All right, Darren. As Darren said, I am Joyce Johnson, author, speaker, sales champion, coach, and founder of Why Sales Network. So we are super excited to bring you the Why Sales for Leadership virtual retreat this week. I mean, we have a lineup for you. I know you guys are watching Darren, and you've seen all the speakers that we have coming aboard, but we added some other little things. You know, when you go to a conference, Darren, and after everything's over, they have like some little happy hours and things going for you. So
Yes,
we
ma'am.
created the man cave. You know, when we first started this, I remember you and Larry saying when I named it a retreat, y'all said, so the men not invited? I said, oh, well, of course the men are invited. We're going to have something for you. So we were going to have that man cave in the Bahamas, and we removed it from the virtual platform. I say, Monica, why not? She said, let's go for it. So we had a man cave. Our men folk are going to get together. They're going to have some bourbon, some cigars, and just talk about what it's taken as business leaders, husbands, and fathers to lead us through this pandemic, and community leaders. Because right now they're really well needed in the community. And then we say, you know what? Let's have some fun. Everybody needs to laugh a little. So we decided to move forward with our Don't Wine, Drink Wine comedy hour. So we got a comedian. I called a good friend of mine. I said, hey, can you recommend someone? I'm going to go and throw him out a shout. His name's Reginald Ballard, but the rest of you know him as Brother Man. And so from the Martin Show. So I say, Reg, I need somebody in Houston to come and help us out with some comedy. You know, Reg lives in California. He's there. And so he gave me 3 names. He said, but I tell you what, I want you to call this guy first, Juan. He said, this is my boy. So I called Juan. He's a Houstonian. I've been talking to him on the phone almost daily, just cracking up. So we're going to take you guys live at the comedy show as well. And then I'm going to let Monica tell you about all the serious stuff, but I want to talk about some of the fun stuff. And Monica, why don't you tell them about the new Meet the Recruiter we have coming aboard?
Absolutely. Hey, hello, everyone. My name is Monica Gary. I'm the Director of Events for Y Sales Network. And to echo what Joyce mentioned, we wanted to make sure that we continue to add to this awesome 2-day event. So you guys can join us on Thursday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time for Meet the Recruiter. We are going to have a top recruiter who's going to join us and give us some tips that we all need, whether you are actively looking for a job, whether you are passively looking for a new job, or maybe in the near future, you may want a new job. You are going to have one-on-one time with the recruiter. You do not want to miss it. It is included in your ticket. So if you've already registered, you're good to go. If you have not registered, you do still have one more day. So go ahead, click on the link that you see in Facebook right now in the comments. Go ahead and register. 119 gets you access to the man cave. It gets you access to the comedy show. It gets you access to the recruiter event, and it gets you access to all of the wonderful breakouts that we're going to have in our keynote speaker, in addition to your gift. So you are already having an investment, a return on your investment right away. So you want to go ahead and lock in your ticket.
Oh, Dave, Monica, you said your gift. I forgot my wine glass upstairs. I wanted to show him the wine glass.
Come on, now, you can't forget the wine glass.
I forgot the wine glass upstairs. Phil, bring me the wine glass and stuff from upstairs. I don't know if he heard me. So. But yeah, I told him we got the wine glass. We're going to send out to people. You got a wine bag to carry your wine in, a T-shirt that says Why Sales Leadership Retreat, And then also a notebook, because when you go to the hotel to those conferences and meetings, they give you a little notebook. So we want to make sure we include a little something as well. So Monica pulled all that together during COVID, mind you. You talk about pivoting through COVID. We we know a little something about that. Monica had to go online, find companies that would get things here on time, and we're not gonna say they was on time, but they was right on time. They say God may not do it when you need it, but He won't always be on time. So they was right on time. And but we got a lot of great things planned, Darren.
Well, you know what? I want to go back to that, and I just want to commend you all and the rest of the team, because I've been able to watch firsthand the type of work that you all have been able to put in. I know personally what it is to do conferences or whatnot, even when it's not a pandemic. It's some extreme work.
Yes.
For the faint of heart. And so to be able to watch you all, I call you all the miracle workers now. Y'all didn't even know that at the office, because I'm seeing
you didn't know that?
to pivot and do these things. And I think, while we're talking about that, it's the perfect way to segue into the importance of knowing how to adjust, whether it's your career, whether it's you far as in business. And I think that you all have did a great job of bringing those who are presenters who understand what it takes. And these aren't people who are just reading, Think and Grow Rich and trying to tell you how to do something. Let's read together as a mastermind, not knocking it.
No.
These are actually people who get it done. And just like you all, as my grandmother would say, birds of a feather flock together. And you all definitely are people who make it happen. So let's talk about the actual presenters, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, Joyce, share a few of the presenters who will be there and what they're talking about. And if Monica want to share some things too as well, we want to open it up to her as well.
Yes. Well, I'm always in learning mode for myself. So many of these speakers I found because I was learning myself and seeking knowledge myself and signing up for events. And I lead with that because Cheryl Lynn, who's going to talk to us about financial fluency, I joined a conference call webinar series that she was on, and talking about how if you understand the financial acronym of your customer and know what their financials are and what they're investing in and who they're investing in, it helps you better paint a story and have a conversation with that customer. And so I've always known that as a global seller, but I noticed that on the call, of all the ladies or people, I don't know if it's all ladies, we didn't see each other, that was on the call, only a few of us was aware of that. So when I realized that, I wanted to bring her to the platform, right? I wanted her to come on and educate everyone about how to take the financials of a company. You don't have to look at their whole financial report. I'm not going to give away her thing, but she has some tips on some things you can look at to help you better relate to their core business. So then also we got Perel coming over coming over from Canada, from Toronto, Canada. She talks about the psychic of the person on the other side of the room. As sellers, sometimes we go in thinking that we got to convince someone. Well, as I say all the time, why are they meeting with you? And I'll even ask the customer, so why are you meeting with me? What does this mean? Can you give me the agenda? So instead of me setting the agenda, I'll ask the customer, well, can you set the agenda? Because I want to know what they want to talk about. So that's just another strategy in sales that I want to introduce people to, and we're going to start it off with Evan, our boy, Evan Stewart. We'll talk about letting go, because I believe in order to move forward, you got to let go. So Evan's going to count. I paused there because I want people to get it. In order to move forward, we have to let go. We have to let go that we got laid off during the pandemic. We got to let go that we felt like we were getting let go before. We got to let go of the divorce, whatever it is, we got to let go of it so we can move forward and be successful in our lives. So the way that Monica and I set up the speakers rollout is that we want them in the morning to kind of get that foundation of things that they want. And Monica's really great about this. She sort of scoped it all out. And then we're going to give them the meat of some things. And after that, we're going to give them that big motivational push that they need to close things out.
Awesome. Ms. Monica, what are some things that you want to share with those who are listening, reasons that they should come, especially with the type of presenters y'all have been able to put together?
Because we have a very diverse group of people who, to Darren's point earlier, they're in it to really help other people learn best practices. And it's not about money for them. It's about making sure that the next set of leaders, the next set of industry makers are really, truly ones who know their craft and who are able to adapt to this changing world all around us. And so we have Jaren Kennedy from LinkedIn. She actually works for LinkedIn. She's going to share inside tips and strategies on how we can profit from our LinkedIn, how our LinkedIn profile should be updated for any professional, whether you're in the sales field or not. It's very important for your LinkedIn profile to be updated. So I'm excited to hear the different tips that she's going to provide to us. And then we also have Kim Gagne, who is an Emmy winner. She's going to teach us on how to win, giving us her personal stories on how challenges has come her way, but she's still been able to press through and make something happen, and the different things that she has overcome. And her story is very impactful, and I know everyone is going to learn something from her. And we have sales strategies, of course, because it's a sales conference, from Betty
Boo.
She is phenomenal. She's going to share so many different tips that's going to help us all, again, whether you're in sales or not. And people think of sales as you have to just pick up the phone and call and sell to people. You have to go in someone's face and sell. But sales is also customer service. Sales is how you show up and you meet your customer, making sure that you're providing a service to your customer. That's sales. So sales really is a part of almost every career that's out there. It's just a matter of opening up your mindset to know that sales isn't just one-on-one making a sale with one particular customer. It's everything that we're all doing. So it's really a conference for anyone, regardless of their field. You can truly pick up tips from the financial fluency, from the power of podcasting, from Sebastian Rusk, who's helped launch over 100 podcasts, which is phenomenal because podcasts are still technically in the very early stages. And the fact that he has helped over 100 launch and successfully launch those shows you right there that he is pretty knowledgeable in podcasts. So I'm excited to hear from him as well. So this retreat is not just for someone that's emerging into the sales field. It's anyone, whether you're emerging in the sales field, whether you've been in the sales field for a while, whether you're in a different field, customer service, you're in a leadership role. We have something for you to take away, to learn, to where you can apply it right away to your life.
Just the points that you brought up, wonderful job, Joyce and Monica, on sharing that. And I want those who are listening, and you might be on the fence and wondering if you should show up or not, you know, what they just brought up to us is very important. These are tangible steps that you can take right now and implement. This isn't something that you keep and maybe sometime next year you can use. What you just heard Joyce share with the importance of asking a tough question. You know, basically, what's on the agenda? You know, why are we meeting or whatnot? Being able to ask that tough question. If you understand that, you have positioned yourself with a power move right there. If you can understand it, I just utilized that not too long ago. What Joyce just shared, I asked the client just first. I said, you know, by the way, why are you going with us? Most people would have been so quick to just try to send the invoice and I'm just ready to try to receive something. You know, most people say, why would I even ask that question? They say they want to go with us. So I want to be able to learn and glean. And I just want to share this and bring this up. If y'all didn't know, I got my Tony Satchett. I've been sprinkling some little stuff with my team, whatnot. We got it all prepped up. I've been in the kitchen. We've been in there cooking. We got everything marinating real good on how to monetize your brain.
You ready?
We got seasoning all over that thing. Now, you know, I don't know if your blood sugar level might go high. We might have it too seasoned too much, but I'm glad. And Monica brought up the point too. You have people from different parts of the world that's going to be a part of this event. You know, you're talking about diversity or whatnot. You have it here. Please don't miss this opportunity. I have the information down here that you can see that Monica put in the show notes or whatnot. The ysalesretreat.eventbrite.com. If you can't get that information down, just go to ysalesnetwork.com. The link will carry you on over. But Joyce, I want to go a little bit deeper into this.
Yes.
You had this in your mind, and I want to talk about, because it's about reinvent, how to reinvent. This is the theme this year, and it's so many people. You brought up COVID-19, you brought up the pandemic. It's so many people that's hurting or dealing with transition and having to find a way to reinvent themselves. What made you go with Reinvent this year, and what do you hope for people to be able to take away from this with the Reinvent theme for this year's conference?
You know, Darren, hashtag 2020 reinvention was actually thought of last year. And so what I was thinking of at the time is that it's a new year, it's a new decade. And that's a lot of times when people decide to do something new. Right. And I also know that many times I've sat at a conference and maybe heard something I'd heard before, but just got inspired or a different level of motivation, a different level of thought. And I left that conference and I act on something. And you can contest to that because I was at a conference when I walked out the door after hearing something. And I said to you, call me when we get back to Houston. And 3 months later, we were at a book launch. So I wanted to bring people together. And so here's the thing about, what Darren's going to give you, what Sherilyn, who we bonded, because I found out she worked for American National in Galveston, Texas, on their European side, so everyone that's going to be speaking to you have reinvented themselves at one time. We're not where we started. None of us have worked at the same company for 30 years, and maybe some worked at company 20, but they had to pivot and reinvent in order to stay in the game and create something. They had to take their transferable skills and the knowledge that they already had, either from a training on another job, training in another industry, self-taught, education, and create something new. Darren, how long have you been doing self-publish in 30 days?
6 years.
6 years. Now, I mean, I know he looked good. He working it out, but he's not 6 years old. And I don't think he's 26 either because his daughter just turned 13.
Yes,
so that tells us that Darren had to pivot. And so I want everyone to come into this conference, like Monica say, whether you're a customer service person, when you leave here, you're going to be the best customer service person. You're going to be the best reception. You're going to go back understanding how to close your business with your boss, with your boss's boss, with your customers, with the people that come into the area that you have to interact with every day. And you're also going to understand that no matter where you are right now, you don't have to stay there. If you're in a great place, be in a brilliant place. Like they say, if you're in a good place, be in a great place. If you're below in a good place, then we got some work to do. But I want you to come. I want you to hear these speakers, and you listen to Darren every day on Facebook, every day. If this man doesn't know how to monetize and how to tell you how to create a brand for yourself, then I don't know who can. So just come to the conference. We have a lot of great speakers for you. I want people to leave feeling inspired. I want people to leave knowing that there's hope. And so the reinvention now is we have to reinvent ourselves for 2020, for the new year, for the new decade, and for the new norm and the way that we're going to do business in this country moving forward. Because putting this mask on that messed up my lipstick today, this is the new norm.
And you know what, Joyce, when you bring that up and we're talking about reinvent or to reinvent yourself, it's amazing that we're talking about this at this time because we're talking about the company being 6 years old. I had a guy that I used to work with, and for those who don't know, I worked at a distribution plant, and it was hot. It's in Texas, the whole night. Before I started working on myself and working on my personal development, and I was just I was driving, and I seen another job that I used to have that I did part-time that helped with tractors, and they had like a little Kubota machines or whatnot, ATVs you ride and you weed eat and all that. And I did that as to make side hustle money or whatnot. But I thought to myself, I said, wow, I saw that morning when I was carrying my daughters to volleyball practice. And then a guy called me on the way carrying them to practice that I used to work with. And it was just like a wink from God saying like, wow, look at how your life has changed because you were able to reinvent yourself. And so when you hear Joyce and when you hear Monica sharing with you the importance of being at a conference like this is where the magic happened. It's not that you don't know something. Joyce brought it up earlier. It's just that epiphany. It's that nudge. It's that aha. It's that something that you might have heard on something on network or something. Then you add that with something that you get from the Sales Leadership Retreat. That's the perfect combination. Like that gumbo, you add a little this right here, add a little blue crab, you add a little sausage, a little boudin. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm getting hungry right now. But at the same time, you add this into the pot, and then all of a sudden you have your secret sauce. So like Joyce has brought up, I think it's important because you don't know who you will connect with as well at these events. So not only the presenters, but there's no telling who you will be able to connect with, who might just be there watching online that you can do business with, or a job opportunity or career opportunity that you might have. And Monica, if you don't mind, share with the audience too of the importance of networking with the right people, because I know that you do an extraordinary job of this. You're able to serve people in a great way too, but you understand being around the right people and the right network. So could you address that for those who are listening?
Sure thing. Networking is very important to your career, and it's important for your knowledge base, is what I always say, because who you're connected to, I feel like those are the conversations that you're going to have. And one good tip that I learned a while ago is that when you network, don't just try to connect with someone so that you can get something out of it. Also see what you're able to provide to that person. That way the relationship is balanced, because you don't want to be that person who only calls someone to get something from them. You want it to be a two-way street. You want that person to be able to say, hey, well, Monica, can you review my resume? And say, yeah, no problem. And then when you call that person, they know that you aren't calling just to get something. You have to build a relationship, build a rapport, find something that you have a common ground with, and storytelling. And every time you talk to that person, you kind of can bring that up. So if cooking is your thing or gumbo is your thing, you can mention, hey, the last time I was in New Orleans, I had this amazing gumbo and it had blue crab in it, yada, yada, yada. And that's your connection point. And then you go into your ask. Because if you just go into your ask every time with networking, you're going to lose people, because people really want to be connected to what they're doing. And when you go and you network, you want to step out of your comfort zones, because that's the only way you're going to grow. The only way you're going to grow your network, grow the people you surround yourself with, is if you step outside of your comfort zone. If you look and within your circle, the people that you hang with, and you don't see someone smarter than you, or if you don't see someone that's trying to challenge you to grow, to be better overall, then you may want to add to your circle. I'm not saying just take everyone out of your circle, but I'm saying you want to make sure you have the right people around you, so that you can continue to build and move forward in life and not stay stagnated.
That's it. Now, there's nothing wrong with it. I know he mean well, but sometimes Cousin Ricky might not give you the best advice. You might need to go to the Wine Sales Leadership Retreat to be able to get the right information that you need. And so, Monica brought up some great points, some valid points that I want those to listen. You got to take ego out. You got to take ego out. If you have some issues with pride, it's hindering you from your success. It's hindering your family. It's hindering you from creating a legacy. Just like these women right here, they're beautiful and they're brilliant. But there's one thing that you can learn from me. I keep it simple. I'm a Southern gentleman, but I keep myself around. I was just saying this at the office yesterday. I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. Let me let that set in for y'all out there. I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. I surround myself around people who are smarter than me. No ego. These women right here, Joyce and Monica, are brilliant people. You see me surrounded around people who are smarter. So it's not an ego, but guess what? I'm able to get better because I'm around people who are better. That's what I want you to take from this. So don't allow for someone's gender, their sexual orientation, where you feel like they are on the socioeconomic ladder, because someone can see someone who's winning and then all of a sudden they can't handle it and then they'll run from that. No, you want to be with people. What Monica just gave us, that nugget, don't miss that. That's going to challenge you. That doesn't mean that they're being bougie. That doesn't mean that they belittling you. Now, it's the difference. It can be that way sometimes. But sometimes when we're challenged, if we don't know how to receive it the right way, if our perception is skewed, we can take it that someone is being mean to us. But you don't want just friends. You want allies. Allies are going to require you to get better. Joyce, let's talk about allies, if you don't mind, because you do a great job of creating allies to help get better. Can you speak to allies and the importance of having allies to help build what you're building and help them build what they're building as well?
You know, as they say, you're only as good as your cabinet, right? The president's only as good as the people around them, surrounding them, CEO of a company, what have you. So, you know, you've got to bring really strong people with diverse backgrounds and things into your realm of things. Have it here. We have it here, Y Sales Network, with our team. Monica brings a tremendous amount of things to the table just for us organizing, keeping us on point, what have you, communicating with customers when I'm like over it. Monica can say, no, Joyce, I'll call them. You know, Phil can throw me a flyer, and when I text him in the middle of the night. And so you have to do that. And what I found is kind of what we talked about with that networking and making a connection. You don't have to move out of your old network, but you do need to add a little bit something to the gumbo, right? Mm-hmm. And so you know, and you never know. A lot of times too, I want to get this out to people. Sometimes the people you help aren't going to be the people that help you.
True. Let that sink in.
Right? God has someone else out there that's going to help you. So I want people to understand that. You know, they say, oh, I helped all these people in my lifetime, whatever. Everyone you help, they're not going to be the people that help you. You were there to help them because they needed your help. Now, as far as building the allies, you know, like I said, Darren, when I walked out that conference and I met you, and then as we got to know each other, I realized, hey, I need the energy of this guy, right? I need to do what you do. I need to move how you move. I mean, we talked about one day we're going to have that yacht. We'll go on that little vacation, how the family's there, you know, and keep it moving. We tried to do that conference in Miami this year, but hey, we don't have it coming. And so, you know, and then there's, you know, just like the partnership with that we have with the women's and the women's sales professionals, you know, they have a membership and a brand that we don't have. But when you add it to the pot, it makes for good marketing. It makes good for relationships. It makes for good exposure. I talk a lot to my friend, Christian Frenwick, you know, by Clearly Christian. That girl has an energy that's amazing. And she makes things happen. And I try to surround myself by people that make things happen, because I'm a make it happen person. When I sign off on my email, I say, make it a great day.
That's amazing. Right?
And so those allies that you build around yourself, I noticed that there's some friends, like if you think about our friend Amelia and Kim Gagne, you think about how they grew up with all those people and they all kind of moved up the ladder together, right? You have people on radio stations in their network. You have Steve Harvey network. You know, they had an amazing network and allies of people that they built. So as we all grow together and support each other together the way that they did and help with our careers, we're only going to grow more. We're only going to, you know, get more exposure, make more progress, and ultimately, you know, bring in more income and be able to feed back and help our communities, because that's what it's all about.
There you go. There you go. I mean, just to show you this, just a little fun fact, like you said, me and Joyce, but you'll start finding that birds of a feather flock together. If you heard right. Joyce bring up the point, we were at the same conference.
Yes.
You had to invest to be at that conference. You
had to invest
and walk in free.
You
had to have a ticket. You had to have a round trip ticket to get there. You had to have hotel. It was a lot that you had to do to be there.
A lot you had to do.
When you're around the right people, see, if we weren't there, we wouldn't have been able to connect with each other. And so some of you, I want you to understand the importance of being in the room, whether it's virtually, whether it's the right people that you're associated with. When you're rising with great people, see, like with Monica will be able to tell someone 4 or 5 years from now, you know, well, that's it's like, how in the world this man on this stuff you got going on, Monica? You know, that's my country cousin, Darren. You know, y'all let him know. I've been knowing Darren for years. Y'all know what he gonna say. He gonna say something crazy, but you know what he mean when he said oxtails and grits. But at the same time, that's another subject. That's another show. But at the same time, it's important because you see it, whether it's in living color, where you see a Jamie Foxx or whatnot. And then you see Jennifer Lopez. You see, what's my man, Jim Carrey. All these talented people that you see. That's the importance of being around. But they are going on the journey together.
And where did they meet each other? In living color.
Exactly. But they were on their journey.
Some of y'all don't know about that. Google it.
Yeah, they got to Google that, Joyce. You're going above their head now. You're going above their head now. You're going to blow a gasket. But before we close out of here, just last but not least, what do you want to share with the people here? I want to hear from you, Monica, first, and then we'll hear from you, Joyce, and then we'll close it out.
To go and register for the White Sales Leadership Retreat, of course. It's 2 days of virtual learning. You can do it from the comfort of your home because we're all at home, right? And whether you're able to attend every session or maybe just 2 or 3, you are still going to get an immediate return on your investment. The retreat is $119. It is heavily discounted. You are going to walk away with tangible items that you can apply to your life right away. You will be a new person when you walk in the office on Monday, whether you literally are walking in the office or you show up online, because you're going to have amazing ideas. You're going to show up as a different, more polished, reinvented human being, and you're going to perform to a whole nother level, and you're going to be thankful that you attended. So go ahead, register right now. The link should be in your chat box. You do not want to miss this amazing retreat.
Awesome. Yeah, that girl polished. Go ahead then, Joyce.
This is Y Sales Network, right? That girl, you just dropped the mic after that, right?
Cold,
this is Y Sales Network, right?
Like the 5th of December.
ABC always be closing. You know, but hey, you know, again, ditto to what Monica said. You know, hop over to Y Sales Network, get registered for the retreat. Y Sales Leadership Retreat. Whether you're in sales, we can't say enough. We've been saying this every week. Everything ends and begins with a sell. You know, if you want to talk to your employer about a raise and you want to talk about the approach you need to take, you're going to learn that in this conference. You know, we have to meet the recruiter. For those individuals out there that's looking for work, we're going to have LinkedIn there. We're going to have Boston Scientific, and we're going to have a master recruiter from a top recruiting agency out of New York. We also have another company or 2 that's pending, but you know for sure we're going to have those 2 companies. They're huge organizations. They're global. So if you want to relocate from where you are now, if you want to work from home, if you want to move to a different country, all those opportunities are available, but you've got to be present. You have to invest in yourself, and you have to make the commitment for change. You know, let go of whatever it is you're dealing with today. And if you can't let go of it, you really need to sign on to the conference so Evan can tell you how.
Awesome. Well, I just want to thank you ladies again for coming on to Market Leader Live. We still have the information right here in the show notes or whatnot. Go to ysalesnetwork.com or make sure that you click the ysalesretreat.eventbrite.com. Don't miss this opportunity. I mean, most of you, you know, a pair of shoes costs more than what it is to get invested in this particular event. You know, to go out to eat with your family costs more, but this is something that will yield a dividend for years to come and even generations to come if it's applied the right way. So make sure that you join us June 25th and the 26th for the Y Sales Leadership Retreat.
So that's Thursday and Friday.
This Thursday.
Because when they think about not July, Thursday and Friday, the day after tomorrow.
There you go. Don't miss that. This Thursday.
Don't miss that.
Make sure that you're there. But thank y'all ladies so much for joining us.
Thank you, Darren. Thank you for all your support.
Anytime. For those who are tuned in, we'll see you this Thursday. And this Friday for the Y Sales Leadership Retreat. Until next time, be blessed and be great.